One of the biggest questions we humans have always asked is, do our actions really matter? I mean, in the grand cosmic scheme of things, is anyone or anything keeping score? Well, let's get into it, because the ancient texts from India, the Puranas, they dive deep into this, describing a universe that's actually built on this incredible law of cause and effect.
So, is there some kind of ultimate accounting for all our good and bad deeds? According to the Puranas, the answer is a huge, definite yes. But it's not what you might think. It's not some guy in the clouds with a giant ledger book. No, they describe this really complex, impartial system of cosmic justice that's literally woven into the fabric of reality itself.
And this, right here, this is the absolute core of the idea. The supreme judge in this universe isn't a person, it's not even a god, it's a principle. It's this unshakable, totally impartial law called karma. A good way to think about it is it's less like a courtroom and more like cosmic physics. Every single action you take creates an equal and, more importantly, an inevitable reaction. All right, so let's really break down this unshakable law. You see, the Puranas aren't just a collection of cool stories. They're more like detailed guides that explain exactly how this system of moral cause and effect works. And it all begins with understanding the engine that drives this whole cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Now, what's so fascinating about karma is that it's way more nuanced than just what goes around comes around. Here's the critical part. Your intent is weighed just as heavily as your actual action. So why you do something matters just as much as what you do. It's this combination of your thoughts and your deeds that actually shapes your soul's entire journey. Of course, if good actions bring good results, the system has to have a way to deal with the opposite, right? And this is where the Puranas get incredibly vivid. They describe a realm of consequence called Naraka, which we'd probably translate as hell. But its purpose isn't just to scare you. It's to show the real, tangible, and heavy cost of negative actions. And yeah, texts like the Markandeya Purana, they do not hold back on their descriptions of Naraka. The imagery is intense for sure, but it's so important to see the logic behind it. These aren't just random, chaotic tortures. They're presented as really powerful moral warnings, showing the direct physical outcomes of living a life that's out of sync with the cosmic order. And this is a brilliant example of just how specific those consequences can be. For instance, there's a place called Asipatravana. It's a forest where every single leaf is as sharp as a sword. The Puranas say this is where you end up if you abandoned your duties, your Dharma. It's such a powerful metaphor, right? The very path you chose to neglect now literally rises up to wound you. And it doesn't stop there. Other punishments are just as grim, like being boiled in hot oil. But again, and this is the key, it's all about precision. Each punishment is a direct reflection, an inescapable consequence of the pop or the sin that was committed. The suffering isn't random, it is the karmic bill finally coming due. So the Puranas basically lay out this fundamental choice, this clear fork in the road. One path, the path of sin, leads to all the suffering and consequences we've just been looking at. But, and this is a big but, there's always another way. So let's pivot and look at the path of righteousness, the path of Dharma. Okay, so this is the constructive alternative to all that suffering. The Puranas spend a ton of time detailing this path of dharma, or righteous living, and punya, which is the merit you build up through good thoughts and actions. So it's not just about avoiding the bad stuff, it's about actively going out and creating good. So, what does this path actually look like in practice? Well, it's built on a foundation of core virtues. We're talking about truth, nonviolence in both thought and action, compassion for every living thing, charity, self-control over your own impulses, and a life of service to others. These are basically the tools you use to build positive karma. And the result of living this way? It's a complete contrast to the chaos of Naraka. In this worldview, living a life of Dharma isn't seen as a burden or a restriction. It's actually framed as the only real way to find inner peace and live in harmony with the universe. It generates good outcomes for you and everyone around you, both now and in the future. Now, besides the path of doing good deeds, the Puranas talk about another incredibly powerful route, one that kind of operates on a whole different level, and that is the path of Bhakti, the path of pure, unconditional devotion. I mean, what a powerful metaphor, right? The idea here is that sincere, heartfelt devotion acts like a purifying fire. It's believed to be so strong that it can literally incinerate all the accumulated weight of your past negative karma. Basically, it just wipes the slate clean. So, the really crucial point here is that bhakti isn't just about going through the motions or performing rituals. It's about cultivating this deep internal state of love and surrender to the divine. This path is often seen as the most direct way to just transcend the entire system of karma, both good and bad, and achieve the ultimate goal, moksha, complete liberation from the whole cycle of rebirth.
So, when you put it all together, what the Puranas are really describing is a universe that is deeply responsive, a universe that is morally coherent. It's a cosmos where nothing is an accident. Every choice, every thought, every single action carries incredible weight, steering us down a path that leads either to predictable consequences or ultimately to total freedom.
And that kind of leaves us with one final big question to think about. In our modern, super fast-paced lives, what do these ancient moral tales really mean for us? Whether you see them as literal truth or as powerful metaphors for how our own minds work, what can this intricate system of karma, consequence, and devotion teach us about the weight of our own choices, right here, right now?